cats, trains, and tractors. Hope everyone has a great 2021. It's currently December 30th when I'm recording this, so I hope everyone has a great new year. Today we're here in my basement at the layout downstairs here in my model railroad. Today we'll be doing some new operations on the layout. Because I picked up a new locomotive, if you guys saw my previous video, you'll see that I picked up a Norfolk Southern SD38, number 3806. Because I picked up a new locomotive, and that locomotive is intended for local train purposes, I now have a new operation that I can run around the layout. This will actually be my first time doing this local operation around my layout, and we'll just be switching out cars on a siding. And that siding, I like to think of it as an interchange with another railroad. So my railroad here, I don't really have a name for it yet, but it basically interchanges cars with another railroad. And that's how a local train works. So it'll switch out some cars on the siding, put them on the main line, take some cars out. You know, it's a really cool operation. You guys will see how it goes down in just a few seconds. So once again, hope you like the decorations. Happy 2021. Now let's head to the yard. Alrighty, so taking a closer look here into the yard, on the left on the classification track, you'll see a new locomotive to the collection if you're familiar with my collection. That's SD38, number 3806 in Norfolk Southern paint. As you can see, it's got a little figurine on it and it's ready to do some local train operations. It's got a consist assembled behind it, about 5 or 6 cars, with some new cars that I've added to my collection either about 2 weeks ago, a month ago, or as of just a few days ago from Christmas gifts that were either gifted to me or I gifted to my father, who's also in the model train hobby. Let's start this engine up, and then we'll do some local train operations and some switching. Alrighty everybody, let's start this guy up and we'll start doing some switching.
Dispatcher, error is made. Brake test complete. Are we clear to pull? Over.
Roger, your track is clear. Dispatcher, over.
Roger that. Here we go. Out.
Currently 3806 is stopped on a trestle bridge. It's awaiting clearance to switch over to the main line, and then it will reverse onto the siding where the green boxcar is on. Alrighty, so this piece of tubular track right here is the track that 3806 came from. It's switched over onto the main line where it currently is, where that blue hopper is. That switch was now set to straight, and it's going to reverse and dump 3 cars, so the blue hopper, the fruit reefer, and the Union Pacific boxcar, onto this main line right here, this curve. It's going to leave them here, come back out, and get these 3 cars here. These 3 cars will then be pulled out of this siding, backed up onto this curve where those other 3 cars, the blue one, the reefer, and the other boxcar will be, take that out and put it onto this siding for the other railway to interchange and unload. So let's back it up. So right now we're going to dump these 3 cars on the curb. Alrighty. Alrighty, time to uncouple. Those 3 cars are going to sit on the main line while 3806 pulls its 2 gondolas here out. It'll then hook up the BNSF gondola to the Railway Agency Express. Pull all those 3 cars out and back it up. Take that and then dump it onto there. It's a pretty complex operation, but I hope you guys can understand it. This is how local train operations on my layout work, and they differ depending on your model railroad, real life, or railroad company. Alrighty, the BNSF gondola has cleared the switch. It has now been thrown for 3806 to reverse its consist onto the siding. Let's back it up. Alrighty, we're good. Alrighty, that tanker car has now cleared the switch. Now we're going to throw it, put the locomotive in reverse, and then we're going to couple that tanker car up to this box car down here. Alrighty, we got it. Now we have the original 3 as well as the new 3 coupled up to the local train consist. What we're now going to do is we're going to pull these original 3 cars right here out of the main line and put them onto that siding. That way the interchange railroad can service them. Alrighty, the blue hopper has now cleared the switch and we're clear to throw it. Now we're going to reverse the blue hopper as well as the 2 other cars with it. This boxcar, and the hopper onto that siding. Now let's back it up. Alrighty, so now that those 3 cars at the ends, the blue hopper, the orange fruit reefer, and the Union Pacific boxcar, now that those are in the siding and ready for the interchange, 3806 is done here. It can move out, go back onto the inner loop of the upper elevated section track, and continue on with its local journey. This is the end of the switch job here, so let's head back to the yard. Alrighty, the end of 3806's new local train consist has now cleared the switch. It's clear to reverse back onto the inner track where it originally started on the upper elevated section of the track. Let's back her up. .3806 is now back on the inner track on the upper elevated section. That's the track on the left side of the bridge, viewing it from this angle. So that track right there. 3806 is coming down the line right now, so stay tuned as we head back to the yard.
Dispatcher, we're on the move. Over.
Roger that. Keep it rolling. Out.
Alrighty, 3806 has arrived back at the yard. As you can see up top, those are the 3 original cars, that Union Pacific boxcar. Those cars were once on this local train, but they got switched out with the interchange. 3806, like I said, is back at the yard from a done day's work of some local switching and some local operations. I hope you enjoyed this video. 3806 is a great addition to my channel and my locomotive collection on my layout. As you can see here, it's parked with its fellow brother. I hope they get along, Norfolk Southern Genset 300. So these locomotives look great next to each other, and I'm going to try and get a nice little picture. So I'm Matt here from Matt's Trains and Tractors. I'm signing off. So I hope everyone has a happy, safe, and healthy 2021 New Year. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.